Good evening, members of the State. Thank you for taking your time to come and address us the new head in town, the Equitable Party. My name is Emmanuel Sore, the current Secretary General of the party. Today we have good news to share to Kenyans, but I'll let back my seniors speak. Without much further ado, I would like to welcome my national chairman, Mr. Kerry Karani, to take over. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, Bwana SG. And I just want to echo his sentiments. Thank you, members of the State, for gracing our occasion. My names are Kerry Karani. I'm the national chairman of the Equitable Party. So we've come to meet the people of Kakamega to just explain to them what our party is about. But I will not go into those details. I will allow our party leader to explain more what our party is about and how the people of Kakamega and Western at large can be a part of us. So without further ado, I welcome our party leader, Dr. Gilbert Shanga, to explain more about the Equitable Party. Karibu.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, the media, for coming for this occasion. My name is Dr. Gilbert Marava Shanga. I'm the party leader of the Equitable Party, TEP. We use our slogan to sawazisha. As you can see, Equitable is our middle name, the Equitable Party. Basically, this came out of, somebody may be wondering, we have so many parties, why are you guys coming up with one new? We started this journey 10 years ago. We started with a non-profit organization that we called Akodefu Hamisi Community Development Fund, where we were helping needy, bright students with award scholarships. So we started with a very small number of students, 6. Over 10 years, we have allocated over 1,013 scholarships, totaling over 11 million Kenya shillings. So towards the end of 10 years, we got so many students that are requesting for scholarships, but we have a very finite number of available funds. So we know governments have money. So we decided, well, how can we access the money that is already in the government so that it can help us maybe support these more students who are looking for scholarships? And accessing government money, political parties are the ones that form governments. Okay? So we look around at political parties, and then you have to be a member, and then maybe you have to find your way to the leadership, start talking about, can you guys implement some policies that we can get money to help people? And then you quickly realize vyama vina wenyewe, right? They say those parties, they have their owners. So it becomes a tall order because different parties have their own policies. So we said, well, we are Kenyans. We can also start a political party that can actually be different, because the ones we looked around, they're centered around individuals. Without that particular individual, that party does not even exist. So can we create one where we can have some beliefs, some ideals? And what are these ideals? These ideals are, if we have government resources, can we use the same model that we use for scholarships? The model that we use for scholarships is we give needy based on need. We don't give equal scholarships, because we have children who are completely orphans. Then we award full 100% scholarship. We have those that maybe they have some parents, they can afford maybe 2,000, they get something from CDF, then we pay the balance. So that is equity. So the same model we use in the scholarships, we can bring it. to government problems, solving government problems. So that is how the Equitable name came about, and that is what we believe in. We actually say 20% of the time will be spent creating or talking about policy, but 80% is going to be dedicated to development. Okay? So 20% politicking, 80% development. So we started this journey in 2019. You can imagine now we just got registered last week, this week if you will, and the deadline for people to be aspirants in any political party is this Friday. So that is why we started with a media blast. We started on was it on Tuesday in Serena, Nairobi. We went to Mombasa, the coastal region. We addressed the coastal region yesterday. We were even on the TVs and all the coastal region, Malindi, Kwale, they heard about us. And this one is actually for Western, not necessarily just Kakamega. And it's not just Western. This media is going to address the whole nation. Okay? We just happen to be in Western. But it's Western because we are trying to inspire or call upon aspirants who may be independent, or maybe you are in another political party and you don't know if you'll ever get the daylight of being on a ballot, okay? Because apparently I hear they are owners of these political parties. So we are appealing to you to come join us, but you are not just coming to join us. We will be looking for candidates who are already doing something to the community. Because if you are already giving back with more resources, we believe you'll be able to give more, or at least implement projects that will help the next generation. In fact, our party believes in creating or helping develop the next generation. It's going to be an incubator of young leaders who are thinking about the next generation. What does that mean? If you are thinking of creating, say, maybe building highways, you don't want to be the one benefiting from those. You want other people to be able to benefit from them because the infrastructure will be in place. How is that infrastructure supposed to be done? According to what we believe, it has to be done in an equitable way. Basic. We have some areas that have roads, other areas don't have, we can say, tarmac roads, right? So we are saying once we have these government resources, where do we allocate more? Obviously, we want to allocate more to the areas that need to be tarmacked. We have brothers and sisters who are in hunger. For example, those frontier counties. There is, in Turkana, people are dying. There is no water. Animals are dying. As a government, is it not possible to allocate more resources so that those counties can deal with those kind of situations? Okay? Industries. Why should we have some industries in some places like Mumias Sugar failing, yet they should be able to benefit the local people? So Equitable Party believes once you have these industries scattered throughout the country, you will be able to create jobs. Kenyans are very smart people. They don't want handouts. They want to be able to find jobs. Can we create an environment where jobs can be created? Can we create an environment where, say, loans for small businesses are not taxed for a long time, or they have enough grace period? Can we have international investments coming into this country? Is the tax code that is the one keeping international investments from coming here? Can we collaborate with other international communities, parties, organizations to develop the country and move Kenya forward? So in short, the Equitable Party, we thought once we do the education part, you are a political party, you can do more. Now we can do development, infrastructure, you can deal with health, whatever is devolved, you need to devolve more. Because based on what we have seen so far, 15%, we can see what has happened. Can we devolve more units and give them more resources, for example? people can be able to develop their areas. So this is what we believe in, doing things in an equitable way. What are other programs we have worked on? We have helped some organizations in Kwale. This it is a group that I think they were drug addicts. So they are in rehabilitation centers. So we help those kind of groups so they can get back to their feet. Okay? We've helped some small businesses, borrow some money, just even before we get to being a party. Okay? And then I also know somebody will be asking, now this is a new baby, it's a small party. I'd like to tell them that there is no small party in Kenya. There'll be only new and old, okay? Because for every party to be able to be registered, you need to have members in at least 24 counties, which we do. Kakamega is one of them. The office is just up here. Sila is the chairman of Kakamega office on this Mukumu Kakamega Highway. There is offices in Vihiga, Bungoma people. I can see Bungoma people here. We have Busia, Trans Nzoia, Uasin Gishu, Nandi, Isiolo, Turkana, Migori, Siaya, everywhere throughout the country. You have to have the diversity of the nation. And then you also have to have the diversity of gender, right? And then people with disabilities also have to be included. You have to have at least 1,000 members in each of those counties in order to be registered. So you can imagine we started the journey in 2019. This is 2022, just at the tail end, okay? So we are hoping we will get some candidates and more members so we can start this journey well. And what we will do, we are an independent party. What does that mean? It means we don't have a presidential candidate. We are only going to field candidates from governor level downwards. And we need to win as many seats as possible. So if I have candidates in a region that is one of the divide's stronghold, I want that candidate to do what they can to win that seat for TEP. If the people on the ground want to vote for a particular presidential candidate, they are free to do so. Even our candidates themselves, they have the democratic right to vote for the presidential candidate they need. Only what we want is hiyo kiti ya TEP ikuwe in our column. Okay? So those in Central, if they prefer a particular presidential candidate, they vote for it. Our job was to, or our goal is to access resources. So we are going to have a post-election coalition with the government that is in power. That is the only way to access resources. Because if you want to do these developments and you are not close to the resources, then what are you doing? Okay? So the government that will be in power, elected by people, we will work with them, with our aspirants then elected, hopefully then nominate some of them, and then we can access those resources. They can be moved into help the projects that we are looking at. We also work with international organizations for places like Isiolo where they have water problems. We have drilling companies that could come from places like Canada, the United States. I happen to live in the United States, by the way. So I've been living there since 1997. Lakini